All right, Mr. Adam, let's get into this. I want to hear what you think about the new Titan selectorized leg curl, leg extension. I definitely have some thoughts. I want to give a little bit of my take on some YouTube controversy. I have a new adjustable dumbbell coming out to me. I want to give a little sneak peek of that. I want to give a little shout out to the Garage Gym Life morning show. They had a really good episode the other day. And then we have home gym issues survey data. So we'll get to that in a sec. I want to start off by giving a quick VIP package to HomeGymCon update. So it is Wednesday right now. We released them last Friday, kind of like behind the scenes, and they're already like 80% gone. So if you want the VIP package, which includes a happy hour with awards, which to me that would be the highlight. Like you're only getting into those awards if you get the VIP. 4 hours of early access, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. You'll get some gear, so you get an exclusive HomeGymCon t-shirt. We have not started designing that yet. So if anybody actually has thoughts on what they'd like that to look like, throw them in the comments. And we also have a hat. We have a rough draft of that, but also would love to hear what you would want a hat to look like. Nothing finalized there. So yeah, get on those VIP tickets. I'll put those in the show notes. And then I wanted to give a quick shout out to some companies. So we put out a premium sponsorship opportunity, and there were 6 that have taken advantage so far. So we'll get into like what specifically those are later, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to ATX, Executive Fit, Bear Steel Equipment, Temple of Gains, RitFit, and Homegrown Lifting. So those are right now the premium sponsors. Greatly appreciate them. And then I'll also just mention we have the awards, right? And one of the awards is Top Home Gym Con Contributor. And there's one company that seems to be the lead behind the scenes. And I'm pumped because ATX is like doing a lot behind the scenes. I don't know if they have their US distribution ready to go or what, but they're really taking Home Gym Con seriously, and I can't wait to see what they bring next year.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Super excited. I can't believe like June is coming up already. We would be gearing up to get down there in our old spring dates. But still June is right around the corner.
Yeah, coming up quick. All right, so get those VIP tickets though, and thanks to those premium sponsors, we couldn't do it without you. So first topic, I want to start off by saying I recently got a chance to use the Selectorized leg curl leg extension from Temple of Gains, and then a couple of days ago, Titan released their Selectorized leg curl leg extension. Before I get your opinion on that, Adam, I just wanted to say I've been a big proponent of just like the difference in price in Selectorized versus plate loaded is too large of a gap, and I'm starting to change my mind. Like I think the Gronk Fitness one I have is great, but with these new versions, like it really looks like Temple of Gains definitely put a lot of effort into revamping theirs, and it works really nice. And it seems like this Titan one's really nice as well. So I'm really starting to consider something like that rather than this plate loaded one behind me, which really does the job great. It's solid for the price, but these are nice. What do you think about the new Titan release?
Yeah, I can only speak to the Titan one because it was at Home Gym Con. I was able to like see it, touch it, feel it. I love it. I love the commercial machines coming into the home gym. When it comes to the plate loaded versions, the strength curve on those is something that you have to sacrifice. At the bottom of the lift, there's not a lot of tension. As you go up, you're getting the feel that you want, but I feel like you're losing a lot, not being able to get like a really deep stretch. You can do things like put bands on it, but it's still you're feeling different like strength curves as you go up, and having a more machine like that you're used to. I think it's awesome. I think it was $2,300 is where Titan sits at now. I think that's expensive, but for what you're getting, I don't think it's far off.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably want Titan to be really low priced, but it is priced fairly. I'll also mention after using the Temple of Gains one, like I'm a decently strong legs. I have decently strong leg strength, and 250 would be more than enough for me.
Oh yeah.
So I don't. For anybody that wants 300 pounds, if you're just kind of an average lifter, above average lifter, I think that's kind of something you probably don't necessarily need.
Especially in the world of plate loaded gym pins and things like that. You can get away with 250.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, anyways, I think it took a while, but I think good product release from Titan. I don't know if you've listened to Jason and Mark's podcast, the Home Gym podcast about Coop and Cleva. I'm not sure.
So I saw it. I saw the title. I saw it teased. There was a big basketball game last night, as you know, Jake. So I didn't get to sit down and watch that one. I was planning on it today on the treadmill.
Right. So it's good, and they don't really bash anybody. Just FYI, it's but I just wanted to say I think it probably ended up being a good thing for Cleva because it got so many more eyeballs on the product. I think that's all I really wanted to add.
You need to fill me in. I mean, don't give it away completely. I'm gonna watch the episode, but I know there's controversy going on. I just don't know what it is. I watched Coop's review of the attachments. I felt like he shedded some decent light on them. I thought he was pretty positive. And I saw the Cleva versus. I was like, what is this?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's for the most part a favorable review, except he mentions that it uses stickers, but it is actually laser etched. So there's no stickers on it. And the big controversy was, Coop did this review and he must not have used it or whatever because he said it was a sticker.
Sure.
So that's and the amount of feedback or the amount of people chiming in was nuts. On Facebook group, on the YouTube post. So it was really just insanely overblown.
Yeah.
In a negative way. Coop even came out and did a comment he had to do his whole spiel I actually do lift this and this couple pair, one of those.
Yeah.
So that's where the controversy was because you're not on the Facebook group. So
I am now. I saw it. He released a video today and he's running his finger over it because it sparked me seeing the teaser for the Home Gym podcast. And then today I got on and he's rubbing his finger over the thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't realize that he called it a sticker in his review.
Yes. So that was the big controversy. You could say it out loud and it just sounds so silly.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, I think it probably ended up being a good thing for Rep, Cleva. Coop got to say how Coop got to explain his values again, so it probably was just a big, refresh to everything, got more exposure. So that's all I have to say.
That's great.
All right. What else do we got? We got, I lost my doc. All right. So, sounds like there's going to be a new adjustable dumbbell from Dumbbell coming.
Okay.
Some PR representative reached out to me, said, we're going to send you one. We just want some feedback. So something new from Dumbbell's coming. I think they may have premiered it at a trade show last year. It might be that. They didn't give me any other information. So it might be known that Dumbbell's coming out with something, but it sounds like March. They're trying to get something out in March. I also want to give a shout out to Garage Gym Life's morning show.
Hmm.
Up way too early with Garage Gym Life. I think he just did his best episode. I'm guessing you haven't checked it out yet, or have you?
I have not yet. No.
All right. So worth checking out. It's on a topic that we're all probably sick of, but the tariff stuff. So
Mhm.
he had David Dennis, the CEO of Gorilla Strength in Kentucky. He's making a lot of handmade, it seems like a lot of like strongman type stuff, grip strength type stuff. Beautiful, well knurled, that type of stuff. And he just kind of explained what the tariffs meant for him in general. Like it kind of seems like it's going to be good for his business. And then right after that, he had Peter Keller on to just kind of explain his take on the tariffs. And Peter's done like YouTube videos and he's gone on groups and like explained tariffs before. And the big thing he mentioned was it just raises prices for ultimately the consumer because
Yeah.
it raises prices for them.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because like you had a couple made in America companies kind of like chirping back at them, like, this is why we do what we do. We're proud to do it this way. And then, there were some arguments about how like, the company should be the ones taking the bite instead of the consumer. And Peter's
Yeah.
big argument was like, hey, if I have to charge the same price, we're going out of business. So yeah, I mean, we don't need to
Oh
get
yeah.
too much into it, but
No, but those are the facts. Like, you pass tariffs on and it's going to get baked into the price and the price is going to go up for consumers. Now you can go into arguments saying like what that's going to do for our economy and where you can loosen things up and give the American like more spending power, but you can't avoid increased costs in that case. But
I mean, I agree with you. um, Not everybody would agree with that argument, though. I think I think a lot of people took issue with actually how it was phrased, like
mm,
just like the phrasing of it, like
sure.
not necessarily. Yeah. So I don't know exactly, but I highly recommend going to check out that podcast. I'll link it here. Um, yeah, like I said, I think that was the best one that Garage Gym Life has ever done.
Sweet.
Very, very interesting. And then last thing on the docket, got some survey results for the home gym issues. All right. So, home gym issues. The number one issue continues to be the same. It is lack of space for the home gym. So 29% voted this as a large issue, and then about 32% voted it as a medium issue. So over 60% say that it's at least a medium issue. Number two, and very, very closely behind, actually gaining a little bit more ground than last time as number two, or closing in on number one, I should say, is price of obtaining more equipment. And it should be noted that we did this just before the tariffs were implemented, before we saw any of the actual prices going up. Nevertheless, 25% ish did say that the price of obtaining more equipment is a large issue, 37% medium issue. So again, over 60% are voting that as at least a medium issue. Way ahead of number three, which is temperature control. So I'm doing this in my cold garage, got my hat on. I would have voted this as a large issue, but only 13% did. And then another 24% voted this as a medium issue. So over 60% are saying this is a minor issue or not an issue, but still, I mean, a fair amount saying that it's at least somewhat of an issue. And then climbing from 5 to 4 this time around was actually keeping home gym clean. So about 7% voted large issue, 23% medium issue, and then about 70% are saying it's a minor issue or no issue. So I would say everything else is not a massive issue. So just keeping in mind, like the number 5 item on the list is amount of equipment, and only about 26% say that it's at least a medium issue. Ceiling height kind of is an outlier, and so is working out safely, with 11% and 12% saying large issues. But overall, like 75% or more are saying the rest of these here are medium or minor issues. And then lastly, going to the smallest issues. So the very smallest issue was actually equipment aging quickly. So most people are buying equipment. It's doing its job. Finishing workouts, second to lowest issue. Concern about making too much noise. Like only 3% are saying it's a large issue. A lot of times I see people coming out with products that are for noise, and really a lot of people don't have that issue. Warming up, only a large issue for 4%, and then not enough lighting. Again, only a large issue for about 4% as well. So that's it when it comes to the issues.
Sweet.
I think that was a cool one the first time we did it, and then just hasn't really changed much. But it's a good reminder, I think, for a lot of the companies every year or so.
I agree. Like that's a nice reminder for us, like what we're battling. Because in the beginning, it used to be like obtaining equipment, and that's just not a thing anymore. I mean, budget might hold you back, like cost of obtaining.
Yeah, and like the fact that quality of equipment is not an issue at all. I also think like I mean, you can go into this, like these numbers, and if you really wanted to, you can find, okay, 14% or 20% say that distractions during a home workout are at least a medium issue. So like, that's there are product ideas within this data. Or like, ceiling height, 11% large issue. Like you could start a company around that problem to solve and just hyper focus in on those with really low ceilings. So I do think, while I like brush through the numbers, I think anybody who gets these survey results, really, really consider them and go in and try and attack those problems. And you could have something. That's all we got.
Sweet.
Anything else?
I've got nothing.
No, it's kind of the slow time of the year. A lot of our focus is on HomeGymCon. The other podcasts are doing well though. Kyle and Mike doing good. Home Gym podcast with Flex and Jason. I'm really pleasantly surprised to see, like, so I started listening to their podcast, and I obviously was early, and they were getting like, I don't know, less than 100 views, and brought them on and got a little bit more eyes on them. And, their episode yesterday might end up being the top episode of the month. So, I mean, kudos to them.
I love their entrance where the music comes on, and then when they Flex marks the spot, the pew pew pew. It's my favorite.
We need something like that.
Yeah.
Jason, I know Jason made that. Jason, maybe you can make us one. Maybe you can.
It's so good. So good.
It's like perfect. It's not too long.
Yeah.
So that's like something I've struggled with our podcast too. Like, I know people on YouTube don't want this 1.5-minute introduction. So
sure.
Like, it's hard to come up with a strategy for that. So I love what they're doing with that entrance. Also, like I do think their thumbnails are better than ours too. Like the thumbnails, Kyle and Mike obviously do a good job because they have like that creative
Great
background.
thumbnails. Yeah.
Great thumbnails. So I do want to get everyone together on a round table. So maybe they'll listen to this and reach out and say, hey, let's get on a round table.
That'd be fun.
Or maybe I can just ask them. So we can do a little behind the scenes stuff and just chit chat about some of the episodes. And yeah, that'd be fun. But
Sweet.
all right. Well, we should do this live next week.
Done.
All right, next episode, we will be doing this live. We're still trying to figure out a date, but catch you then.